this working? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? God fucking damn it. Cock. Well, it seems like plugging in my mic may have just messed up my camera. Or there's back. Maybe. Well, I'm just going to assume you can't hear me, but I'm going to talk to myself anyway. Um, and if you end up being able to hear me, then that's nice. Because on this layer, I'm really just trying to nail down some of my lines. So it'll make coloring a lot easier, especially if they're closed off, like the cell's closed off. So I came up with this sketch at work actually just because it was so slow and I had a 15-minute break, and then that of course wandered into something a little longer. Then worked on my lunch break, etc. I like to work with additive and subtractive, so I do not just use, God, I'm starting to sound like my mother. uh, so I use both the pen and the eraser to make shapes, essentially. I'm keeping a mind out for creating tangents, which I don't want to do. And a tangent is if, like this intersection where there's just three lines that's kind of spread out like that, because it doesn't give very much visual information about what's actually overlapping. Versus if you just push it a little bit further past the edge of the shirt right here, you can see that it gives more visual information with the same amount of effort, essentially. I always have a hard time making my folds look as good once I moved over to this dry ink brush, which is my favorite brush for inking on here. And again, we're trying to create some depth in the arm, so we want to make sure we don't have any tangents, which will really flatten it out. And our horizontal lines, we don't want them to go straight across. We want to have a little arc in them. That'll help them look like there's a little more form and body to this. And his arm always gives me trouble, but especially in this demon one where not demon, Van Helsing one, where I couldn't really get a good reference enough to make me feel confident simplifying it down much more than some kind of generic shapes. I think his arm is definitely one of the hardest things to draw in the simplified style. I know there's a lot of artists who do it a lot better than me. Not to say it's impossible. It's not one of my strongest suits because mechanically, I don't really even understand much how it works. Like, how does it move and make sense and give him the range of motion he seems to have in game when it's kind of this old, clunky, not everything really seems to fit together, and there's not a lot of like cybernetic skin that Genji seems to have, or at least not as much. And I know my designs do tend to vary between having 3 and 4 fingers, but I think this one I just want it to mainly just have 3 because I think that's a little cuter. I feel pretty okay with that. We're going to do some work on his belt. The beautiful thing about these iPads is you can adjust them real easy while you're inking so that you don't have to strain your wrist trying to get that weird angle to work. So I'm going to kind of do the same thing, push this line out past the line of the box, and pull it in a little bit on this side so it gives it a little bit more three-dimensionality. But this pen has a lot of variance to it, which I like. I think it just makes it a little more fun. I think it brings a little life into the character, into the illustration. Because, I mean, especially on like the iPad, you can definitely cheat and go to like a mono line, which will give you that perfect even line, obviously. But I like there being a little bit of unpredictability in my art, just as if you were really inking, where you might accidentally press a little harder on one side than the other, or vice versa. I think it gives it a little bit more visual appeal. Now, forgive my voice. I've been fighting off a bit of a cold. Part of what I like, at least in my art, is that I'm not adhering strictly to the in-game model or even trying to make all the stakes the exact same size, because this isn't really a sketch that's about a technical recreation or representation of the skin. We all kind of know what it looks like. And when I was looking at reference images for this part, even I was like, wait, that's how that works? So we just created a tangent right here. See, you can't really tell much what's actually behind the other. So I think I'm going to try to shift the belt so it hits right there. And that one I don't know if we're going to be able to avoid. I guess I can lower the strap a little further. Maybe just tighten that up just a little bit. Have this come out here. Still got a little bit of a tangent, but it's so small that I think it's going to be just fine. This is a strap, so you need to push it beyond the boundaries of the actual belt itself, like that. And then I'll just go in and erase this. There are definitely times where if this was a more complicated design, I'd put all these elements on different layers so you can easily edit without risking taking a notch out. But this is a pretty simple design overall. And I'm thinking this card's probably going to end up being 5x7. That's kind of my sweet spot as far as prints go. That makes them the cheapest to ship, so that I can pass those savings along to y'all, so you're not paying, $3.25 for a sticker that cost you $1. Though I'm not sure what I'll sell these cards at. Well, if it depends out if it even turns out. I haven't done anything quite like this before, where I'm going to try to make it stand up, so it's a little kind of display piece you can have on your desk or on your nightstand through the Halloween season, which we all love, I'm sure. Just trying to imply some accordion folds without getting too deep into it. And I think this material is actually like a leather, so it probably wouldn't actually have quite this much fold in it, considering he's not real bowed over. But I think it gives a little more definition to his torso and helps with the angle a little bit. Alright, now y'all know that the belt buckle is actually much more complicated than the version I'm going to try to do. I'm not going to add the curlicues or the swirls or anything. Is it coming through? Okay, let me see if I can turn it up a little bit. I don't know if that's any better or not. Oh, Tev. Hi, y'all. Oh, good. I got the AC going. It's still pretty hot here today, so I didn't want to have it up too loud and you guys catch all that noise. Now these leather belts, I'm cheating a little bit. I won't lie. It's a complex shape to have when he's sitting like this. So there's definitely some kind of fudging of the 3D-ness, but we're going to try to apply a little bit with this area and maybe something like that. Don't like too much texture in there. See, I just wanted to erase a little bit out of there so you can see that it is actually coming in front of the belt on the bottom. Now, when this is full size, you're probably not going to be able to tell that that detailed, but it's one of those little things you can do that can bring your art up to the next level. And we do have kind of a tangent, but I'm not sure how to fix it. But that's a nice thing about, oh, now it just looks like a demented smiley face. Take care of that. Maybe I will just leave it real simple. Maybe give it a little bit of a nose just so you can tell it's a skull. Maybe the perspective, it should be more like that. Yeah, I have a little bit one. I was talking to my mom on the phone earlier, and she's got a real strong accent still, so I always end up talking like her for a little bit. She's a Texan though, and we lived in Kansas for 20 years, but it follows us around. I'm still getting used to living in an apartment after living in a house for 3 years, and I just heard my neighbor must be out on his balcony, and he's got a song playing, and it scared me for a second. I thought maybe I'd accidentally started some music playing somehow. I'm real surprised. Toaster Pookie hasn't come over to say hi. Oh, they're looking out the window. Okay, that. Now see what I did just there? It really flattened it all of a sudden. Because the thighs, this line for the thigh is telling it that the belt just went into like a one dimension, or no, like I said, a two dimension, a two dimension. See, if I think about it, I can stop doing it. So we want that belt to have a little bit of dimension. So we'll bring the line over. And again, when you're zoomed out, you probably won't be able to tell at all. But I like to think that even if you look up at it close, art should be able to at least stand up a little bit to some up close scrutiny. All right, now the crotchal area. This part is always, well, now his belt is lopsided, so it makes me think his junk is lopsided. Oh, I mean, it might be. I don't know. Guys took it down one pant leg, maybe? I don't know. Maybe that looks a little better. Try to imply the shape of his junk. Uh, but I never really know how to walk the line between too much definition and not enough. I mean, I know we all like the junk, but especially in these chibi ones, uh, not overdoing it. They are supposed to be cute. Well, now it just looks like it's sticking out its tongue. Oh, boy, howdy. Right? It's like you stay around somebody for just a little bit, and all of a sudden you just pick it right back up. Now, when I was little, it was real strong. Like everybody could say, "Oh, that she's from Texas." And my mama, she got this real big laugh, and her voice is a little higher pitched than mine, but this real big, pretty Southern Belle kind of laugh, and you could always find her no matter what building or grocery store you were in, because you could hear her laugh. Yeah, yeah. See, get some directions. Just pull it out and oh my gosh, what if when you pull it, it lit up and it said one of those cheesy Halloween sounds? Like, uh, oh, what's a piratey one? Something like, "Abandon all hope, ye who wander here," because it's gonna be big. I don't want any of his gear to look too too nice, so I'm gonna try to add in a little nicks. Imply that maybe it's been a little scratched up. I know they never um, seem to make much of a big deal about his knee brace in game, but yeah, the eyes flash, and the mouth opens, and it says something terrible and adorable. I should take that. I should take that idea to Shark Tank. Halloween belt buckles. Oh yeah, pull tab activated. Okay, I'm looking at this, and I'm not getting as much 3D-ness as I'd like. I think some of it is the inconsistency of the plates on the sides, kind of. Oh, hey, Toast. Hi, sweetie. He's sitting on the floor looking up at my desk, and I just see it in his eyes. He's going to jump up here and rip some cords out, and we'll end up going off the air again. I'm going to bring the strap in a little tighter, which means if it's pulling on his leg his leg flesh, and I think he's got some thick thighs. He's got some nice thighs. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like the angle's wrong, but I want to give him a little bit of just a little bit where it's kind of like when girls wear thigh highs and they get where it's a little tight, so it gives them just a little bit of junk. Who's on the table now? It's Toast. Maybe something like that. Hey, Driz. How's it going? Toast. Toast. He's looking at me all innocent. He knows what he did. Toast. Toast, you gotta get off the iPad. Do y'all know that kitty paws show up on the iPad? Toast. Toast. Oh, God. Oh, thank you, Driz. Toast, come on, baby. You can't be just. I'm trying to pick him up without knocking either my iPad or my monitor. There we go, baby. Whew, I always forget that he's 16 pounds until I have to pick him up at a weird angle. Oh, somehow you picked up a different color, Toast. That's what you were doing. There we go. I really like working in like a dark blue, which is what this blue purple, depending on who you are. I think using black, at least for my style, tends to suck a little life out of it. Oh, he's back already, folks. He's making his approach from the east, knocking things over. Well, he just knocked Hanzo over. Toast. Hanzo does not like to be knocked over. I just got him. My favorite part of the Van Helsing. Yeah, blue or brown is nice. The black is just so harsh. My favorite part of the Van Helsing outfit is his little knife shoe tips. He's got little knives on his boots, which seems incredibly impractical, but I kind of love it. It's definitely a little exaggerated, but like having whatever is closest to you just be a little bit bigger. I can say it. I can say it right. I just have to think about it. Shank a bitch feeds. Yes, that is very accurate. Toast, you gonna be good? He seems content to watch now, so that's good. Get some kind of accordion fold going on maybe in there. Shank a bitch with them feet. One pair of boots you would not want him to leave on during adult activities. Though I always wonder about that. People who like the cowboy boots with the spurs on in bed. How do you not get? Uh-oh, my Apple Pencil's dying. How do you not get accidentally stabbed by a spur? Oh God, it would be a free vasectomy by boot kicking. You know what? He would be on his hands and knees, so there would be a lot of holes in the sheets with these knife boots. A little easy cheat is just always adding an inseam. Can help really flesh out the volume of whatever you're drawing. Reinforce the shape. Listen, this pant leg is a little shorter than the other. Fix that right up. Y'all are too funny. All right, better erase that arrow on his junk before I forget about it and it ends up in the print. And the pull tab. Something like that, yeah. All right, well, Jesse's looking pretty good. Uh-oh, I'm being summoned away by my new addiction, League of Legends. I'm real bad at it. Real bad at it. In my mind, Hanzo is reaching out and stroking his cowboy's neck because he's gonna get himself a nibble later on tonight. You know, sniffing the goods, I guess. Like, I didn't choose for us to start playing League, but I play with Peaches. That's, well, his name on Overwatch is Fecal, and I hate calling him that, so I call him Peaches. He's a real sweetheart. Should the pull tab come back? An insider joke. It's y'all's fault if I forget about it and it ends up in the final. Though I think I'll probably only make, I don't know, maybe 10, maybe 5. I haven't decided how many I'm going to make. Oh, good. Zipper fly. Not pull tab for fun times. Like I mentioned, usually I'd put Hanzo on his own separate layer, but this design isn't overly complicated, I feel. Yes, it's y'all can all think of it as the secret pull tab for Jesse to dispense his candy, if you know what I mean. I kind of forgot what this little armor piece looks like, so I might come back to that later. We all want to look at Hanzo's beautiful face. Look at his face. When the cowboys smell that good. You can ask him if he has a pull tab down there. Sorry if y'all are ever going to be watching this. To anybody who watches this after the live stream might be over, I'm reading the chat, and these ladies are hilarious. They are a blessing. Just a couple stubble hairs. Oh my god. All day suckers from that tab. I love y'all. See, I'm using my, I was hoping I could use my new computer, my PC, my PC to stream, but, but, I can't figure out how to get my iPad screen on there. Brain was supplying pass. Oh god. So I gotta figure out how to get my iPad capture screen on the PC, because then you can use the Streamlabs OBS, which seems like it might be a little niftier. Let him have his little horn, because he's a little horny. I know it's not canon, but I just love him with some cute little horns. Oh, here we go. Tab, you're so bad. It's adorable. Uh-oh. Made us a tangent, kind of. I don't like that. Pull it past the jawline. No, go away. I forgot to turn all my notifications off, obviously. Okay, he's coming right along. Trying to give a little bit of body to the sleeve. He really should have horns. I agree with y'all. Especially since Genji's Oni mask has those nice teeth. He has fangs too, and does he have horns on that one actually? They should both have horns and big old chompers. Show a little bit of the width of the fabric before blending it in. I don't know if y'all can hear, but Toast is sitting up here, and he's purring so loud he's wheezing. He's also laying on top of McHanzo titty mouse pad, so it just looks like he's laying on top of Hanzo's face. Oops. See, the only thing I don't like about the iPad is if you've been using it for a while, it does get a little bit warm, and then my hand starts to stick just a little bit. I have to hold it up a little bit, like as if you were working with charcoal or something traditional where you can't rest your actual hand on it. I have a glove somewhere, but I haven't dug it out since I moved. It's getting increasingly like, oh, how long can you live in a place before you finish unpacking? Because I think I've been here 6 weeks. Still got boxes. I think it's almost a psychological thing at this point. Oh, that doesn't look right. Oh, that's a good idea. How should you do that? So when I'm doing watercolor or whatever, I always have a piece of parchment paper. Yeah, pencil does smear like a bitch. I used to just do all like graphite, pencil kind of stuff, just line work. I still have a special place in my heart for line work and pencil work. Gonna give these toes a little more but dimension by, again, instead of having it go smooth like that where you get the tangent, if you just pop it up a little more, then you get that effect of like it's got some dimension to it. Not always necessary, of course, but I'm going to use that same kind of principle to add where this is actually the sole of a shoe. At least a little bit. Don't judge me on these boots, y'all. There are some things that I really try hard to make look right, and his boots are not one of them. Mainly because, oh god, that would take forever. And I would rather be drawing things that are fun like pumpkins and cuties. High toast. Okay, that's how I feel about Jesse's arm. Like, I just don't understand mechanically how it works to be able to do all the gestures he can do and the emotes when it looks like it would have a very limited range of motion, especially in the elbow. We're going to take a peek at this. I think maybe this can come out a little more. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's coming along. Turn it back on. We can finish off his ponytail. And I think I'm being summoned away. All right, the tattoo makes more sense to me. But I feel like we made some good progress, and it was mighty fun talking to y'all while I draw. But I think I'm just gonna finish up the titty, just little some collarbones, and I'm gonna call it a night. So thank y'all for tuning in, watching me draw, and chatting with me. Y'all are pretty funny. And if you liked this kind of stuff, I'm going to try to doing it more in the future for Patreons. Hell yeah, Drizzy. You kill it, Lazaria. Well, I'll see you lovely later another time. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.